What's up, everybody? This is Killer Arcade Games. I'm Chris, and today I'm going to be trying a new joystick. And by new, I mean it kind of is the same. Let's just get the box out of the way. Let's get it out of the bag. There we go. We have an Industrial Lorenzo, I believe, or IL Eurostick. The reason I bought this is actually from a comment or a super chat I actually got from Glacius XL on YouTube. I had been complaining in live streams that this joystick's been acting up. This is a Suzo Happ joystick that came in a Tornado Terry's kit with all the buttons and everything. Normally I don't have any problems with these, but for some reason I've been having issues where I'll be pushing forward and when I go back, the character never goes back. He just stands there. I have to kind of move him around. I have lifted the deck, I have cleaned underneath here, and it still continues off and on. So, Glacius XL said, get yourself an IL Eurostick. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And that's what I did. I'm going to install it. I guess first let's take a look underneath. I don't have another Happ stick lying around to show you, but they look very, very similar to Happ sticks. I think this is black on Happ, but otherwise, I mean, it seems to act the same. You just move the stick, it presses micro switches. So as far as I can tell, they're very similar to Suzo Happ, except everyone says these are better quality. There is a big debate on, oh, you got to get the IL sticks because they say IL is what Happ used to be way back when these machines first came out, and then another company bought them and they became Suzo Happ, but IL, or Industrial Lorenzo, God, I hope I'm not screwing that name up, made these sticks, which are apparently close to the original arcade sticks. So I'm going to install it. Let's see how I feel about it. So I'm not going to show the process, but basically I'm just going to remove this one, I'm going to install the IL stick, and then we'll go from there. Let's look at the differences here. This is Suzo, this is IL. I can definitely see a little difference. This is a larger piece, or from what I can tell, it seems to be larger, or maybe it's just the shape of it. Actually, they have very similar shapes, but this seems larger to me. I mean, I'm looking at it through the camera. Micro switches look the same. I gotta look at them much closer, but they look the same unless one happens to be a knockoff, which, if anything, I think the allegations would be that Suzo would have the knockoff micro switches, but it all looks about the same. The biggest difference is the IL has the blue dust cover, which I like, but I don't want my cabinet to be mismatched, so I'm just going to leave the original black dust cover in there. So all I need to do now is actually take this apart, remove the C-clamp, remove the part so I can get the joystick off, run it through the hole on the front of the cabinet, and then we can get installing it. Actually, I'll probably just show you a time lapse or a sped up version of me installing it. All right, there we have it. Right out the gate, I could feel a difference. For one, it's a darker color, so it's kind of obvious. I'm not sure how much you can tell from that, but when I do this on the Happ, this is a Happ stick still, it's smooth, 100% smooth in a circle. This feels like there's grooves. Like I can almost feel literally like an 8-way joystick now that I think about it. It's like up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which isn't really a problem, but we'll see how I feel about that as time goes on. So I think now I'm going to fire it up, do a test, a diagnostic test, and make sure everything actually works. There we go. All right, let's go into the diagnostics menu, or diagnostic test menu. We're going to do a switch test, up, down, left, right. Circle, back, all this stuff. I didn't touch any of the buttons, but let's just go ahead and do them all. All right. I'm going to play one quick match just while you're watching, but what I plan to do with this is to actually give it about a week or so of playing to really see how it goes, and then I'm going to come back and finish the rest of this video. So for you guys it'll be a split second, but for me it'll be a while, but here we go. Let's do a 2-player game. Let's go with TJ. He's someone I play with all the time, as you probably know if you watch the channel. Let's see how this feels. Alright, I mean, so far it feels pretty normal. Alright, that felt good. Let's try alright, that felt pretty normal. So far it feels a little odd, I'm not gonna lie. Let's try this. Okay, that felt good. If the knobby feeling of the joystick, or the knobby feedback in the joystick's kind of throwing me off a little. So it did feel a little weird. I think I may have cut this part because I screwed up something when I was talking, but I messed up that combo because it felt, with the knobby edges on this as you go in a circle, it felt kind of like I shifted, almost like if I was using a car analogy, like I went into a wrong gear by accident. Like I was trying to go forward and it just kind of slipped. So we'll see. What I'm going to do is give this an entire week, at least, of me playing it and see if I like it. Now, I will say this, part of me hopes I don't like it because I don't want to be like, oh, I prefer these, let me change out all of these, which would be 2, 4, 6 at the very least. I don't think I would bother changing out the arcade 1-ups because most of these are eventually going to be sold off. But yeah, I kind of hope I don't want to have all of them replaced, but it will be a very interesting test. Now, if I do decide to just keep one IL and one Happ, I'm probably going to switch the actual stick because I don't think that really matters. It's just a piece of metal with a joystick on top, so they at least match, because you can kind of tell this one's definitely a darker blue. So I'll be back in 1 week. I'll let you guys know.
3 weeks later.
Well, here we are, and it has been over a week later. I don't even know exactly how long. Time's been a little blurry lately, but the stick is still in here. I've played a lot with it. I've done a few live streams with it. I'm still kind of mixed on my thoughts about it. I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll talk about it. So I do have some mixed feelings about it. Yes, it performs very well, actually. It's only a little bit better than the Happ stick. So I tested this out by playing back and forth at the same time. Again, this stick is still Suzo Happ and this stick is IL. And I would test to see if I could pull off combos. And more times than not, the IL performed better than the Happ. And keep in mind, the Happ on the player 2 side is nearly unused. Very few times has it actually been played, since I pretty much always play on the player 1 side and I rarely have anyone else in here. So ultimately, I do think IL is a better stick, but I still have a few problems with it. I think the main problem I do have with it is I still can't get over that chunky feeling when you go in a circle. I've always loved how perfectly smooth those Happ sticks feel. Does that mean I'm going to get rid of this stick? No. I'm probably going to actually leave it installed here and just kind of play with it a little bit longer. And at the very, very least, if I do decide to go back to Happ, I'm going to take this out of the KI1 and put it on KI2. I actually find I struggle tremendously with KI2's Happ stick. Now, maybe it's the game, or maybe maybe Happ's quality is just dropping, because these are some of the newest Happ sticks that I own currently. Assuming they were made around the time I ordered, I really don't know. But these, I don't know. I've had a lot of problems pulling off moves on KI2. So at the very, very least, it'll come out of the KI1 and go into the KI2 for a while to test it there. But ultimately, I think I could say IL is technically better. It does seem like a better performing stick. I wish they gave the option for a smoother feel when it rotates, but that's just kind of nitpicky. That's more almost like some kind of like OCD issue, which I don't think I have, but I'm so used to that nice smooth feeling, and in my mind I kind of equated that with quality, because you don't hear all the clicky clacky crap that you get from like other joysticks. But overall, I think I do have to give it to IL. I think IL feels like it's better quality and better performing. We'll see how it holds up long term. Maybe Suzo Happ is dropping in quality, which may be possible. I didn't have any problems like this until recently, and pretty much all the ones in these machines are newer, since I used to put them in, the arcade 1-up cabinets, and those are probably several years old now, and they still perform really well. So maybe, just maybe, Suzo Happ is really declining, which I hate to hear, because I still prefer the feel of them, but the performance is just not there. So with all that said, I would still love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Yes, I already did the poll, but maybe some new people are going to see this. What do you prefer? IL Eurostick, which is Industrious Lorenzo, I think. I said it wrong earlier in the video. When I was editing the first part of it, I said it wrong. But anyway, or do you prefer Happ, which is now Suzo Happ? Or maybe you're completely nuts and you prefer the Japanese-style Sanwa, or whatever it is, controls. I don't like those. I never have. I hate how the ball rolls around in your hand. Hate everything about them. But still, maybe you prefer them, and maybe you can tell me why. And I don't hate on you if you prefer them. If you prefer them, go for it. It's all you. But anyway, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear what y'all are thinking. Maybe if you guys were Happ fans, can you let me know if you think their quality is declining? If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel for more arcade content, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.